Is she recording outside with wet hair and in front of all of her neighbors? Apparently so. Is this gonna go terribly? Possibly yes. Hi, my name is Rosica and this is my channel, The Midnight Reader. Today I thought I would share my Shorty September TBR. I don't do a lot of readathons, but I enjoy the ones that are a month long, that have a lot of prompts, because it makes me feel like I can check off a lot of books from my TBR list without feeling too crunched for time if it's like a week long or a 24-hour readathon. Excuse the cicadas, they think they're in charge here. So the Shorty September is a month-long readathon hosted by two channels, Past Storytime and Soggy Expat Book Nerd. I'll link both their channels below with them introducing the readathon and the prompts. I looked through my TBR shelves that I'm trying to make quite a dent in this year, and I realized that I have quite a few short books. So I'm gonna try to make as many of them as possible fit these prompts and try to put a big dent in my TBR shelves. Shorty September is about reading books that are under 200, 250 pages, but as they say in their introduction videos, there ain't no rules. You can do whatever you want. Heather from Soggy Expat Book Nerd made some really cute prompt artwork, so I'm gonna show that here as I go through the prompts. Prompt number 1, Pedro Pascal shorts. Shorts that are an unexpected purchase. So I picked Great Inaugural Addresses, which is exactly what it sounds. I got this in DC when I was off visiting some of my very best friends, and I was feeling politically. I leaned in, literally a collection of inaugural addresses by some of our esteemed presidents, and maybe not so esteemed. I really enjoy inaugural addresses because they are very much like the movie trailer for politics. It's supposed to make you feel hopeful, inspired, depending on the time someone is elected. I might not be as interested in politics, but I am interested in speech writing. I thought this would be kind of interesting to see speechwriters throughout history really sell their president-elect. A couple of these I'm going to use for multiple prompts because I don't have time to read 12 books this month. If it comes up again, I'll hold it up again. Number 2, Dolphin shorts, a book with water on the cover. I don't have that. I'm just gonna lean in to stretching the prompt, which is Ariel, collection of poems by Sylvia Plath. Because Ariel, as everyone knows, is a mermaid. So that has nothing to do with Sylvia Plath's collection of poetry, but I'm gonna go with it. I've only read one other thing by Sylvia Plath, which was The Bell Jar. I have obviously heard of Ariel, which is a collection of her poems which were published after her death. I like to see what they're about. She's kind of a dark writer. I know a lot of this is gonna probably be depressing, but I wanna read it anyway. Number 3, Shorty shorts, a book from the 70s or 80s. Again, I'm stretching the truth a little bit. This was published in 1969, so I'm gonna say that, it hit its heyday in the early 70s. I'm not backing this up with any facts at all. I just really want to use this book for the prompt, and that is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. It's 179 pages, so it definitely meets the prompt of a short read. This is a modern classic, and I don't really know much about it. I think it's about friendship and danger, and it includes the phrase "stay gold pony boy," and that's all I know about it from the zeitgeist. Number 4, Half and Half shorts. Read a book, then watch the movie. I very happily have a book which meets this prompt of both being a book I want to read and a movie I want to watch, which is Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I don't know anything about this either. I also know it's about friends and young adulthood, and I think this hits different if you're in the weird adolescent years. But I've always wanted to see the movie because it has Emma Watson in it, and I, of course, am a Hermione girl. She's always going to be Hermione to me. Sorry, Emma Watson. Also, she's a good actress. I've always wanted to see the movie, but I never have because I wanted to read the book first, and here's my incentive to do so. Number 5, Spanx, a book about magic or witchcraft. This quite literally meets the prompt, although I don't know that it's in the spirit of witchy, magic-y loveliness. I picked The Crucible by Arthur Miller because, of course, this is about the Salem witch trials. It is also a classic I've never read. I picked it up at one of them library sales around. It's 143 pages. It might be a play. It seems like it's a play. Written in 1953, The Crucible is a mirror Miller uses to reflect the anti-communist hysteria inspired by Senator Joseph McCarthy's witch hunts in the United States. Well, there you go. We're learning facts. Hoochie Daddy shorts. I don't know what sort of short this is. A spicy read or revealing biography. Again, I'm really not meeting the spirit of these. I went with Mr. Jefferson and the Giant Moose. Also picked up in my Washington, D.C. trip and then never read. I believe a story about Thomas Jefferson's specific obsession with the American moose, and specifically his use of the American moose to shit on the French for their superiority over flora and fauna. It seems sort of funny and historical. It's 129 pages, so it is in fact ridiculously short, but I know this will be a slower read because all nonfiction historical reads tend to grind a little bit. Number 7, Lodge Shorts. Something you bought because you were trying to be cool. I am going to use a prior selected book for this, which would be Ariel by Sylvia Plath, because come on, this makes me look like a smart literary girly. You think I didn't know that when I picked it up? Number 8, Denim Shorts, a modern classic. I'm also reusing a book for this, which is Perks of Being a Wallflower, because I also think this counts as a modern classic. I'm gonna go with this one. I know I could have also picked The Crucible, but I'm using it as a second for another prompt, and I don't think I can use something 3 times because that'll make me look dumb. Mom Shorts, comfort read. Finally, a short I relate to. So I think the books of this bunch are all slightly outside my comfort zone, which is probably why they've sat on my shelf for so long. You have a lot of nonfiction as well as like classics, poetry, literature, history. This book is very much in my wheelhouse. It's a fantasy. It's, I think, made for children. I think I should be able to read it in a timely fashion. And that is Clockwork by Philip Pullman. 106 pages. I think this one I should be able to just like physically eat it in like a setting. Very much up my alley. The blurb on the back says, an apprentice clockmaker facing failure, a writer with a story he can't control, a girl whose courage will need to match her kindness, a prince whose mechanical heart is winding down, a clockwork knight with murderous tendencies, and a doctor who just may be the devil. Sold. Magical fiction fantasy. I'm here for it. Number 10, Ripped Shorts. A mystery or a slasher. I didn't actually have anything that met this, so I decided to pick something which kind of think has a mystery element to it, and I've been wanting to read it, and I kind of don't care if it perfectly matches the prompt, and that is Pet by Akweke Emezi. Emezi? I really need to learn to pronounce this person's name. There are no monsters anymore, or so the children in Lucille are taught. Jam and her best friend, Redemption, have grown up with the lesson that the city is safe for everyone. But when Jam meets Pet, a creature who some might call monstrous, but in reality is anything but, she must reconsider what she's been told. Pet has emerged from one of her mother's paintings to hunt a true monster, and the shadow of something grim lurks in Redemption's house. No one has encountered monsters in years, and Jam's quest to protect her best friend and uncover the truth is met with doubt and disbelief. This has been on my list for a while. I found it at my local little library, and I'm reading it, whether it meets the prompt requirements or not. It's mysterious. It has a mysterious element. Get off my back, there's no rules. Number 11, Elizabethan Shorts, a historical read. I have many books that already met this prompt. You can say Great Inaugural Addresses meets this, as well as Jefferson and the Giant Moose. You could also say The Crucible or The Outsiders. We've met the requirements. And then number 12, Lederhosen. I appreciate that. That's hilarious. A translated book. So for this, I picked a book which I actually have on hold at my library, so I don't have a copy. It is Days at the Murasaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagasawa. I am very much looking forward to reading this. I have heard mixed reviews. I, of course, just want it because it's translated Japanese fiction and it appears to have bookshops and cats on the cover, and that sounds like a great, pleasant comfort read. I have heard mixed reviews. I haven't actually found anyone who read it and loved it. Many people who read it and thought it was fine. As far as I know, it's about a young woman who goes through like a bad breakup and then sort of retreats into her uncle's bookshop in, I think, the book-selling district of Tokyo. It sounds great. I love a translated fiction book, love a Japanese literature book. Let's go. Let's have a good time. So these are the 12 books that I picked for September Shorties. We'll see how many I get through. I'm gonna try to get through them all, but we're also gonna be nice to ourselves if we can't. I'm not gonna read all of them in paper format. Quite a few of these I can get the audio version of at my local library, so books that are under like 200 to 250 pages typically are 4 to 5 hour audiobooks or less, so I will be listening to a lot of these on my commutes and then reading the ones that don't have audiobooks in the evenings. I hope you enjoyed my September Shortie TBR. This month makes me feel productive. It's very September back to school. Also, small aside, yesterday I was in Costco and I gotta say, it is illegal that they've set up Christmas trees already. Illegal, okay? It is August. Multiple holidays between us and Christmas, okay? We have back to school, which is its own little sale season, Halloween, Thanksgiving, then you can finally do Christmas, okay? There should not be Christmas trees on sale in August. Illegal. All right, I'm gonna say bye before I have to hide from any more of my neighbors. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you're participating in Shorty September, and drop any books that you want to read for Shorty September in the comments. What are y'all reading? Let me know if any of the books I'm reading in this very eclectic pile appeal to you. Have you read any of them? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing and being kind. And I will see you all next video.